Good afternoon, both of you. So, as we know that in last class we have discussed so many things which is present inside the a small structures called as organelles of a cell, like both plant cell and animal cell. That is what we can say. First one we have studied what cell membrane, or we can call it as what plasma membrane. So later we have studied what is cytoplasm. Next one, what is nucleus, a nucleus inside, what kind of things are present, how the cell division will take place during the cell division, how this inheritance, like in a sense of the characteristics of parents is passing to the child, how it is happening. That is only we used to call it as what? Transmission of our qualities from the parents to the offspring, means new babies, is only we should call it as what, Johan? Inheritance. Is it yes or no? Have you remembered? Yes. Inheritance we used to call it as. So what?
Genes also we can call that, no sir?
Inheritance we have studied. Transmission of characteristics. Understanding? Transmission of characteristics or qualities from the parents to the offsprings is only called as inheritance. So, what are the units of this inheritance? Units of inheritance is called as what? Genes. Correct? So, these genes are called as units of inheritance, and these genes are present where? Inside the chromosomes. Correct or not?
Yes.
Inside the chromosome. So we have studied what is chromosome, what is genes, what is inheritance. Law of inheritance also we can.
Chromatin, sir. Chromatin. Chromatin.
Yeah, chromatin. So now, I have not taught you, correct?
Yes, sir.
But actually, according to the NTSC level, it is all not there, Johan. But okay, I will refer your textbook after the lesson, and whatever the things are missing, your textbook, according to textbook, we will discuss it. Or else, the missing things you can learn. That's all. So you can observe here, as we know that every cell, they contains nucleus, and this nucleus is the main one who can understand and controls all the activities of the cell. But one kind of that does not contain nucleus. What is that? Can you able to say? The only which does not contain, not having nucleus, not understanding, not having nucleus is called as RBC. RBC, they do not have nucleus, except this, every cell they contains nucleus. So all the activities of the cell is controlled by whom?
Nucleus.
Yes, sir. So this nucleus contains gene, that inside chromosomes. What is a gene? Gene means what? It is a unit of
inheritance
in living organism. Gene is a unit of inheritance in living organism. We have studied how the characteristics will transfer, like blue eyes, brown eyes, understanding curly hair, etc., etc. Correct? If it comes to the class 10th, actually this inheritance, we have a separate chapter in class 10. Do you understand the Johan? Class 10, we have one chapter called as inheritance. Understanding? So that inheritance, where we will study what is this law of inheritance and all, how it is transforming. Whatever just here I am saying you the characteristic, there we have a very big lesson, even that is a 4th lesson. So if it comes to here, all these living organisms, they have one more cell, means like living organism, the living matter in a cell, which we used to call it as what? Protoplasm. Correct or not? Have you remembered? That is what we have studied after that. Living matter of a cell is known as protoplasm. So this protoplasm includes what already? Protoplasm means includes what? It contains cytoplasm, means protoplasm includes cytoplasm, nucleus, and other organelles, everything. Correct or not? And if you observe, it is a main compounds. It is having a mainly 4 elements. What is that elements? Check your notebooks and tell. It is made up of
a nucleus and mitochondria and a cell membrane and cytoplasm.
I am not saying that. This protoplasm inside the organelles, this organelles has been controlled by some kind of elements. What is that elements I am asking? You may observe. No, 4 elements.
Carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen.
Yes.
Carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen.
Carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen. Is it yes or no ready? These are the elements which will control. Do you understanding all of you? So The nucleus and other organelles, everything includes protoplasm. So most of the protoplasm is made up of compounds of only 4 elements, that is carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen and oxygen. So they also contain some other elements, but mainly these
Water,
elements
carbohydrate, protein, amino acid, fat,
understanding the elements which are present inside the protoplasm is these are the 4 elements majorly. Other elements also present, but these are called as elements, we should call it as. But what is the compounds present inside the protoplasm?
water, carbohydrate, protein, nucleus, amino acid,
Protein.
nucleic acid.
Understanding proteins next. Proteins next.
Water,
Carbohydrates, understanding nucleic acids and mineral salts. Correct or not? Also contains carbohydrates, nucleic acid. Yesterday you have not written, Johan.
protoplasm contains elements such as carbon dioxide, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and nitrogen, compounds, water, carbohydrate, protein, glucose, amino acids.
Yes, okay. This is what we should call it as the living matter of cell. The living matter of cell is only called as what? Protoplasm. So, how they are getting this living matter? These substances which are present inside, the unique combination of these elements and compounds providing living nature to the protoplasm. Understand, Ra? These elements and these all the compounds, the unique nature means the combination of these elements and compounds is only giving the living nature to this protoplasm. That is why we can say protoplasm is the living part of what? Cell. Understand, Rajohan? Ready? That is what. Later we have studied, after this we have studied the next one of the main organelle of the cell, which we used to call as source of energy, powerhouse. We call it as. What is that called as? Mitochondria. What is spelling mitochondria? Mitochondria. Correct or not, Rajohan? Mitochondria. So if you take mitochondria, what is that? They are the rod-like structures, correct or not? A tiny rod-shaped or spherical organelles which are found in all the cells. If you take plant cells as well as animal cells. So these mitochondria only provide energy for all the activities of the cell. So the energy, understanding, is produced by the process of respiration, in which the food is broken down by Humra. The food is broken down by oxygen. Do you understanding, all of you? Means glucose. So C6H12O6 will react with oxygen and they will produce water. They will produce energy. So that is why we can say mitochondria is called as powerhouse. Understanding? Powerhouse, or we can say that energy source of cell. Do you understand, Ra? Energy source of cell. Understand, Johan? Energy or powerhouse is called as mitochondria, because for whatever the activities required in the cell, they will get the energy from this mitochondria only. It will obtain the energy from which reaction? The reaction name called as, what is this? Called as respiration reaction. Understand, Ra? Respiration. Along with the energy, 2 products will come. What are the, Johan? CO2
and carbon dioxide.
CO2 plus H2O. Understand, Ra? Now this CO2 plus H2O, if you make reverse reaction, what is the reverse reaction called as? Photosynthesis. Understand, Ra? Ready? Photosynthesis reaction. The opposite is respiration reaction. Any doubt till here? Ask me. Clear? Now, if you'll understand this, next we are going to study cell wall. What we are going to study?
Cell wall.
Cell wall. Now, you can observe these 2 pictures, which is animal cell and which is plant cell. This is what is called as? What is this called as?
Animal cell.
Animal cell. Do you understand, ready? But if it comes to this one, what is this called as? What is this? Plant cell. Plant cell. Here onwards, the few organisms which are present only in plants, that is what cell wall we can say. So you can observe here, this darkened layer, this outer layer is called as, I will make it red color, then you can understand. So this is called as, what is this called as, Ra? This is called as what? Cell membrane. We have studied the first part of cell, correct or not? The main part of cell, which is give the shape and the size of the everything is matters there. Now, out of this cell membrane, again we have one more layer here. Do you notice it? One more layer we have. So this is only we should call it as what? What we should call it already? This mid part. What is this called as? Cell wall. What we should call?
Cell wall, sir.
So this cell wall is present only in plant cell or animal cell?
Plant cell.
Only present in plant cell. That is what you have to remember. Cell wall. Animal cell does not contain this cell wall. Understand all of you? Please tell me. So you can observe here. There is no kind of layer. Yes or no, Johan? Have you noticed it? Yeah. So there is no layer here.
Protecting the plant from unfavorable conditions.
There is no layer is present here. That is why understanding we can say the cell wall is only present in which one, Ra? Only present in plant cell. That's what you have to remember. Now, what is this cell wall? That is what my question. So, coming to the cell wall means, remember all of you, cell wall is a plant cells. Understand, the plant cells have a thick cell wall around them, like a outside the membrane, some kind of understanding. The cell is like a tongue-like material, tough, very tough and protective material, which is made up of cellulose. What we should call? Cellulose. Understand, Ra? That is only we should call it as actually cellulose. The cell wall is only called as what, Johan? Cellulose. Understanding? The tough material which we used to call it as cellulose. So the cell wall is present outside the cell membrane or inside the cell membrane? Outside the membrane. Understand, Ra? And it is made up of very, very tough material called as what? What is that called as? Cellulose. Understanding? Now, what is the use of this cell wall means? Remember, the cell wall gives shape and support to the plant cell. What it will do? The cell wall will give shape and support to the plant cell. That is what you have to remember. Shape and support to the cell. Correct or not? Support to the which cell? Plant cell or animal cell? Ready? Support to the plant cell. So animal cell does not contain does not contain this. That is what you have to remember. Only plant cells. Understanding? Plant cells contains a thick wall which is present outside or inside the cell membrane. Outside the cell membrane. Understand, Ra? That is what we should call it as cell wall. All of you please remember. So now, if you take this cell wall, then what is the use of this? Remember, it is providing what? Two things, two benefits of the cell walls. One is what? Shape. The cell wall gives the shape and it will support what? Support to the plant cell. That is what you have to remember. Understand, Johan? Now, if you observe, these cell walls also hold the plant cells together and gives plants most of their strength. Highest, why the plants are very strong? Because of the cell wall only. The cell wall only will give the strength to all the cells together and they will increase the strength of the plant. So, also you may observe like animals, suppose the mosquito is biting us, definitely we can try to means move away from it, correct or not, or else we can throw it away, correct or not. But plants, they don't have a hands like us. They cannot move like us from one place to another place. They cannot say their pain. So what they will do, they will suppose like a high wind is coming or else some kind of a large temperature, sometimes more temperature, sometimes very, very low temperatures, like that atmospheric moisture is more few times, etc. So many things are present. Yes or no, Johan? Sometimes floods will come. So what will happen? What is the use of this cell wall means? It will protection. It will give the protection against high wind speed, variations in temperature, and atmospheric moisture. Understanding? Good evening, Vartini. Understand, all of you? That is what the function of cell wall. Understand, Johan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ready? So what is the use of this one? So like a rayon is made up of cellulose. Yes, Johan. It is chemically treated. Understand? That is why we can say it is also like a not completely synthetic and not completely natural. It is a synthetic feature. Synthetic. That is what. Okay. So now that is what the use of this cell wall. Understand? Ready? Use of this cell wall because it is made up of very tough material. What is that called as, ready? Vartini? It is called as cellulose. The cell wall, you may observe here in this picture, the cell wall is made up of a material called as what, Johan? What is that?
Cellulose.
Cellulose. Very tough material. Tough material. What we should call this one? Called cellulose. Please all of you remember this. So, what is the use of the cell wall ra? Ready? Communicate ready solra. It will give the shape and as well as what? Two benefits of this one. It will give shape and also it will
Survive in unfavorable
give the
conditions.
strength, understanding. It will give the strength to the trees. Means all the cells will be together and they will provide huge amount of strength to the plants. Understand, Ra? That is why even they can protection, they will protect this, strengthen the cell wall together and they will give plants most of their strength. So they will protection, they will provide the protection against high wind speed, variations in temperature and atmospheric moisture. Understand, Johan? Why? Why sir the cell wall is present in the cell walls, plants only? That is what my question. I already taught you that. Is it plants?
Plants stay in the places.
No. Yes. The animals, but plants cannot move from one place to another place. So what is happening? They cannot move to protect themselves from the various changes in the atmosphere or in the.
No, sir. Like that, plants cannot do so.
The tough cell wall present in plant cells provide protection to the plants. Do you understanding, Amma, Vartini? Because like suppose you see, if I am beating, you can go somewhere. If somebody is present, somebody is coming to hurt you, you can escape from there. Like that, here plants, they cannot move because they have a fixed position. They cannot move like animals from one place to another place. So that is why we people, why we don't have a cell wall means that is we don't want that much strength because we people can move from one place to another place. But cell wall is present in the plant cells because only what? It will provide protection to the plants. So what is the strength of the plants? The cell wall is the strength. Understand, Johan? Cell wall is the strength of the plant. Understanding? Because it is only provides protection to plants. So please all of you remember that cell wall is present only in one kind of organisms. What is that organisms called as?
Plants.
Plants. Understand, Ra? So cell wall is not there in animal cell. So the cell wall is a non-living part of the plant cell. These are the things you have to remember. Cell wall is present only in which one, Ra? Reddy, Vartini? Cell wall is present only in
Plant cell. Plant cell.
cells. And this one is a living matter or non-living matter?
Living matter.
Non-living
Living, sir.
thing. Understand, Ra, Johan? Not living thing. Only protoplasm is a living thing. This is present outside the cell membrane, and this is the non-living part of the plant cell. Understand, Johan? Vartini?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? They will ask you the MCQ question. What is the non-living part of the plant cells? What is that? Cell. And they will ask
Cell
you
wall.
organelle, which is a non-living part, which is present only in the plant cells. What is that? Cell wall. Understand, Ra? And they may ask you the question like this: the only non-living part which is present, which is not present in animal cells. What is that, Reddy? Which is not present in animal cells. A non-living part
Cell wall, sir.
not
Cell wall.
present in animal cells is cell wall only. Understand, Ra? Johan? Like this, the questions will come. So the living organism, living matter of a cell, which is present in the both the cells. What is that? Vartini, you also need to say both the things in plant cells and animal cells. Both it is present. What is that called as?
Protoplasm.
Protoplasm. Do you understand or not? Please tell me. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If you're saying yes only, I can understand. So, a non-living thing which is present only in the plant cells, it's called as
Protoplasm.
Hey, non-living thing, Johan. Only present in plants. That is called as cell wall. Any doubt in this? Ask me, please. So, is the cell wall,
Non-living items in animal cell, no, sir.
what?
Then there is no non-living organelles in animal cell, no, sir.
No. Because it is not there, correct? Cell wall is not there. Remaining inside everything is living organism. Yes or no? Hurry. Johan, inside the cell membrane, whatever it is present, everything is living matter. Okay, va?
Cell membrane, sir.
Inside cell membrane, cell membrane and inside cell membrane, whatever it is present, everything is what? Living matter. Understand now? Only which is present outside the cell membrane is called as non-living matter. Okay, va?
This is cell wall, sir.
Yeah, that is only thing which is present, a non-living thing which is present only in the plants is called as what?
Cell wall.
That is what we should call as. Understand, Vartini? So this, observe very carefully. So inside this cell membrane, whatever it is present, everything is living thing only. So inside, outside this, only plant cell as having this protection layer. What is that called as, Johan? Cell wall. Understand, Ra? So now if you observe the animal cell, is there anything present behind the back of cell membrane? Nothing is present. So that is why we can say animal cell does not contain what? Does
Any
cell wall. You understand, all of you? Please tell me. Vartini, that is what? Please write it now. Cell wall definition. What is the definition cell wall now?
Cell wall protects the plant cell and it is only present in plant cell. And it is made up of cell.
The plant cells have a thick cell wall. The plant cells have a thick cell wall around them. The plant cells have only plant cells, amma. No animal cells contains this. The plant cells have a thick. Plant cells have a thick cell wall around them. A thick cell wall around them. That is only called as what? Outside or inside?
Teacher.
Thick
Outside, sir.
around, understanding, around them, thick around them. What is around them? Outside the cell membrane or inside the cell membrane?
Outside.
The cell membrane. That is what you have to remember. That is what you have to write it. Plant cells together, right? Outside, around them, outside the cell membrane, around them, outside the cell membrane. Should okay, all of you? Sollungappa. Now,
Yes, sir.
you can see it is made up of what? It is made up of a tough material. What is that called as? What is it called as? Cellulose. Please, that is the second point. Write it. It is made up of what? It is made up of a tough substance, a tough material known as what is it called? Cellulose. Please note it up. Vartini, are you completed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you understand this is what. So cell wall is made up of what? Vartini? Cell wall is made up of a tough material called as cellulose. It is present where, Vartini? Only plant cells or only animal cells? It is present only in which cells, Vartini? You have to speak. The cell wall is present only in the only in the plant cells. Please write it. The cell wall is present only in the plant cells. Cell wall is present only in plant cells. Understand, Amma? All of you? So means the part animal cells does not contain this. Understand, Ra? So what is the use of this one? There is no animal there. Cell wall is not there in animal cells. So the only cell wall is a non-living part. The cell wall is a non-living part of the plant cells. Please write it. Cell wall.
And right now, sir, because there is no cell wall in animal cell.
Living. Understand? Non-living part of the cell. Do you understand, all of you? That is what you have to remember. Now I am asking you, what is the two functions of cell wall?
Give protection to the plant cell.
Yeah, functions of cell wall. Very, very important. Functions of cell wall. What is the functions? Can you able to say? Functions of cell wall. Functions of cell wall. Suppose you can see. So it will protect, understanding. First thing, it will what? It will give the shape to the cell. Correct or not? The cell wall is made up of a tough material called as cellulose. A cell wall gives what? Shape and support to the plant cell. The functions of the cell wall. Shape and support to the cell. Understand, Ra? Understand, Ra, Johan? They will give
Yes,
the
sir.
source, understanding. They are the very understand. This is not all present in the plant and animal cells, only present in plant cell. So this cell wall is a non-living part of the plant cells. Shape and support to the cell and shape and support to the cell. And what it will there? It will protect from us. It will protect them what? Protect from the protection.
Answer.
Plants need protection against high wind speed, variations in atmospheric temperature and atmospheric pressure. Do you understand, Amma? All of you? Atmospheric moisture. Write it. Plant needs protection against. Plant needs protection against. Plant needs protection against. Plant needs protection against high wind speed. Protection against high wind speed. High wind speed. Next one is what? What I said? High wind speed. Next one. Variations in temperature. Variations in temperature. Variations in temperature. Next one is what? Variations in temperature.
Sir, and atmospheric moisture.
And atmospheric moisture. And atmospheric moisture. You understand, all of you? Please tell me. So you can observe this is the use of this cell wall which is present in the plant cells alone. Understand, Johan? Ready? Any doubt? Please ask me till here. This is what it is. So you can observe here, cell wall is not present in the plant's animal cell, and cell wall is only present in which cells are ready? Only present in plant cells. So what is the functioning of them? They will give the shape of the cell and they will be giving the support to the cell, external support to the cell, understanding from the other cells. So that is one thing. And next one, if you'll come to know that what is that cell wall. So the cell wall, if you'll observe, cell wall is anyhow present only in animals, not in plants. So as I have shown you already. So the cell wall is present only in plant cells and is not present in animal cells. Do you understanding, all of you? So this cell wall is made up of cellulose, which is a very tough, very hard material. That is what we should call as understanding cellulose made up of material. So that is why this is what we should call Sai. What we should call this one? Functions of cell. Understand, Ra? That is the functions of cell wall. It will protect, it will give the shape to the cell and as well as support to the cell. And the plants need protection against high wind speed, variations in temperature and atmospheric moisture. So this all has been controlled by whom, Ra? Controlled by, it will give the protection to the cell by whom? That is only cell wall. Understand, Sai? Sorry, Johan? Ready? Yes, sir. No, Vartini. Clear? So that is the functions of cell wall. Maybe you may get 2 more questions. Functions of cell wall. They will ask you that. So the cell wall is present where, Johan? Only present in plant cells. Understand? It is not present. Cell wall is not there in animal cell, and this is the non-living part of the plant cells. Any doubt, Johan, till here? Please tell me. Ready? Clear? Ready? That is. Now, if you understand this, this is all about the cell wall, and the next one, which is present only in the plant cells, that is what we should call as chloroplast. What we should call, Johan? Ready? chloroplast. Understand, Vartini? The next type of organelle which you are going to study is CHLO, chloroplast. So what is the meaning of chloroplast? Chloroplast contains what, Vartini? Chloroplast contains what? Chlorophyll. Understand, Amma? Chloroplast contains chlorophyll, which is what?
Yes.
Is useful. Understanding? Which will absorb the energy from the sun. Which will absorb energy from where? From sun. And it will involve a main chemical reaction called as which reaction, Ra? Photosynthesis reaction. Do you understanding, all of you? So, if this chloroplast only, which is present only, which cells are ready? Plant cells or animal cell? Vartini?
Plant cells, sir.
Plant cells. Understanding? Is it animal cells contains this? No animal cell contains this. So,
No, sir.
chloroplast are the which color? You can observe the picture. Which colored here? Plant cells observe. The animal cell now. This is animal cell. So here in this picture you can observe something which is present in what color here? This is called as what?
Sir, green color.
This is only called as chloroplast. What we should call? What we should call? Chloroplast. Remember, this is only called as chloroplast, which is present in only which cell? Plant cell or animal cell?
Plant cells.
Understanding? So inside this chloroplast contains what? Chlorophyll. Understand, Johan? It is useful
Yes, sir.
in photosynthesis reaction. Any doubt, anybody? Please ask me. So let us discuss what is this chloroplast means. Chloroplast are the, what is the color of chloroplast? Ready? Just now I have shown you. What is the color of them? Chloroplast.
Green, sir.
Chloroplast are the green colored organelles present in the, where they are present, where they are present, outside the cell membrane or inside the cell membrane? Inside the cell membrane. Understand, Ra? Inside the cell membrane, something is present, that liquid. In that liquid, these all are floating. What is that liquid is called as? What is this liquid is called as? Cytoplasm. Do you understanding, Ra? Please respond me. So, if you'll observe, okay, Ra, the chloroplast are the green colored substances or organelles present in the chloroplasm, and sorry, cytoplasm of the plant cells. It is not present in the animal cell. You can observe this, all the things what we should call, Johan, this outside liquid, inside the membrane and between the nucleus and the cell membrane. What is that liquid called as? Some kind of liquid. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that liquid is only called as what we should call that liquid. What is that liquid called as? Cytoplasm. What we should call? Cytoplasm. Inside this cytoplasm, a green color vacuoles like substances are present. They are only called as what we should call? Chloroplast. Understand, Ra? Chloroplast. Now, this chloroplast contains one of the most important one for production of food. That is what we should call as what? Photosynthesis. You understand, Ra?
Yes, sir.
That is what. So that is what the thing. So if it comes to the cell wall, this chloroplast, they are green colored one, which are known as, actually you can imagine, without this chloroplast, understanding, plants cannot do the photosynthesis reaction, because the process of food making by plants, what we should call photosynthesis of, understanding, photosynthesis, or else we can say that food preparation plant by plants, we can say that process is only called as photosynthesis. Under the sunlight, with the help of chloroplast, it will be absorbing, understanding, a sunlight energy, and the reaction will take place. But here if you'll observe, inside this chloroplast, we are having some green color pigment. What is that called as? That green color pigment. Inside you may observe. This is, see, that cell, this is only called as chloroplast. So inside hundreds of, understanding, the like a substances of chlorophyll is present. That hundreds of chlorophyll combined together. That is what we should call as what? What we should call? That is only we should call as chloroplast. Understanding, Ra? Hundreds of cells of chlorophyll combined together, then that is only called as chloroplast. Understand, ready? Any doubt ready in this? Vartini? Okay, Vartini? Vartini, are you understanding? So chloroplast is present in which cells? Only plant cells or only in animal cells, or both? Present only in?
Plant.
Only in? They are present only in green plants. All of you please remember. So this chloroplast only helping in the making of food by green plants. So all of you please remember the chloroplasts are found only in those plant cells which carry our photosynthesis reaction. Means like a green color plants. Only they have this chloroplast. Understand? Remaining all does not have. So the chloroplast will not be found in the root cells of a plant, and remaining everywhere this chloroplast has been present. That is what you have to remember. The cells in the green leaves alone it is present. That is why you can observe slowly the stem is growing. The green color will disappear. So that chloroplast is no more is present. Wherever it is take place, wherever you have a green color one, that is where the place where the photosynthesis reaction is carried out. Understand, Johan? Okay, that is what we should call as chloroplast. Please write it. Chloroplast, right? Chloroplast are the green colored organelles. Chloroplast are the green colored organelles. Here I will say chloroplast are the green colored. What is that? Green colored organelles present in the cytoplasm of a plant cell. Green colored organelles present in the, where they are present? Ready? Cytoplasm of a which cell? Which cell Vartini? Cytoplasm of a plant cell or animal cell? Vartini? Cytoplasm of a plant cell. Please write it. Cytoplasm of a which cell? Plant cell. Understand? Yes or no? That is what you have to remember. So the green color of chloroplast, why they are green color? Because the presence of the green color pigment is present inside. What is that pigment called as? This plant cell. That is, so this chloroplast, they are green color because of they contains a pigment called as, what is the pigment, Vartini? Pigment known as chlorophyll. What we should call? Chlorophyll. So because of this chlorophyll only, they are understanding, they are looks like a green color. So hundreds of chlorophyll combined together and we should call it as chloroplast. What we should call, Johan? Chloroplast. So these ones, chlorophyll only will absorb light energy, understanding? Light energy from the sun, and it will carry out